In the quiet, ordinary town of Bakersville, a peculiar incident occurred that would chill the bones of even the bravest souls. Our story begins in this unassuming place, home to our protagonist, a vivacious young girl named Lily. A town where everyone knows everyone, Bakersville is as ordinary as they come, with its charming main street, friendly neighbors, and the comforting rhythm of everyday life. But don't let this tranquility fool you, for beneath its serene facade, Bakersville holds secrets that are far from ordinary. One day, as Lily was exploring the dusty corners of her attic, she stumbled upon a curious discovery: an antique doll. This wasn't just any doll, mind you, but one that bore an uncanny resemblance to Lily herself. From its golden curls to the freckles on its porcelain cheeks, the doll was a near-perfect mirror image of our young friend. The peculiarity of this was not lost on Lily. She wondered how this doll, hidden away in the depths of her attic, could mimic her features so precisely. It was as if the doll had been waiting for her, waiting to be discovered. Questions swirled around in her mind. Who had crafted this doll, and why did it look so much like her? The doll's twinkling blue eyes seemed to hold 1,000 secrets, its painted lips sealed shut with mysteries untold. The more Lily stared at the doll, the more she felt a sense of unease creeping in. The doll's eerie resemblance to her was disturbing, yet she couldn't help but feel drawn to it. There was something about its silent stare, its lifelike presence, that intrigued and unnerved her in equal measure. She couldn't shake off the feeling that the doll was more than just an object, more than just a child's plaything forgotten in the attic. Little did Lily know, the doll was not just a plaything, but a harbinger of unthinkable horrors. As days passed, strange happenings began to unfold in Lily's home. Time seemed to warp and twist, as if the very fabric of reality was being manipulated. Days turned into nights with an unsettling rapidity, and nights stretched into seemingly endless periods of haunting silence. The atmosphere of the once warm and welcoming home had shifted, becoming saturated with an eerie sense of dread that permeated every corner. The doll, an innocent plaything in the light of day, seemed to take on a life of its own as shadows lengthened. It was as if the doll was an entity unto itself, moving without assistance, without the guiding hand of a child. One moment, it would be sitting on the living room couch, its button eyes staring blankly at the television. The next, it would be found perched on the stairs, as if it had been climbing to the upper floors. But the doll didn't just move. It seemed to be at the epicenter of a series of unexplainable events. Doors would creak open and slam shut in the middle of the night. Lights would flicker and die, only to blaze back to life with startling intensity. And worst of all, whispers would echo through the house, a low, unintelligible murmur that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The whispers were particularly noticeable around Lily's room. They would start as a soft rustle like the sound of wind blowing through dry leaves. Then they would grow louder, a susurrus of voices that seemed to be trying to communicate something urgent, something important. But no matter how hard Lily and her family tried, they could never quite make out what the voices were saying. The once comforting home had now become a theater of inexplicable, chilling phenomena. The mundane had been replaced by the macabre, the ordinary by the extraordinary. And at the center of it all was the doll, an unassuming toy that had somehow become the fulcrum of a terrifying, supernatural nightmare. Haunted and desperate, Lily decided to delve into the history of the doll. She began to dig, to search, to pry into the past, hoping to shed light on the mystery surrounding her eerie companion. It was as if she was peeling back layers of time, each layer unraveling a new, chilling aspect of the doll's history. In her quest for understanding, she stumbled upon a startling revelation. The doll had once belonged to another little girl, a girl who eerily mirrored Lily's own features. This girl had once lived in the very same house, her laughter and cries echoing through the halls decades ago. But her life was cut short, ended abruptly by an untimely tragedy. The echoes of her laughter had transformed into whispers of sorrow and despair. The girl had cherished the doll. It was her constant companion, her confidant. But rumor had it, the doll was more than just an innocent plaything. Whispers of a curse started to surface, a curse that was believed to have ensnared the spirit of the girl. It was said that the doll became a prison, trapping the girl's innocent soul within its porcelain shell. The more Lily discovered, the more she began to understand the strange occurrences that had been plaguing her. The nocturnal whispers, the unseen movements, the unexplained cold chills, they were not random, but a desperate plea for help from a trapped soul. The doll was not a toy. It was a link, a bridge between the world of the living and the realm of the spirits. It was a vessel, carrying within it the restless soul of a girl who had long since passed, but who was unable to find peace. She was trapped, lost in time, her spirit bound to the doll by a curse that refused to let her go. The doll was not just a relic of the past, but a vessel carrying a restless soul seeking closure. One chilling night, Lily came face to face with the spectral presence haunting her home. The stillness of the house was broken by the faint, eerie hum of a lullaby. It was the same tune that the doll used to play, a haunting melody that echoed through the corridors, sending chills down Lily's spine. As the melody grew louder, she felt an icy cold hand gently brush against hers. Swallowing her fear, she turned and found herself staring into the hollow eyes of the ghostly apparition. It was the spirit of the dead girl, the one who was once the joyous owner of the doll. Her heart pounding like a drum, Lily held her breath as the spirit began to speak. Her voice was a whisper, a soft sigh carried on the wind, but her words were clear. I was once like you, full of life and laughter. But my life was cut short, my spirit trapped inside this doll, forever bound to the world of the living. With a tremor in her voice, the spirit continued her tragic tale. My only wish is to be free, to cross over to the other side, but I am trapped, bound by the curse cast upon me. Her spectral eyes shimmered with tears, a poignant reminder of her eternal torment. The spirit's plea resonated deep within Lily. She felt a wave of sympathy for the girl who was once full of life and now doomed to an eternal existence of despair. The spirit's words echoed in her mind, a haunting melody of sorrow and pain. In return for your help, I promise to never haunt this house again, the spirit pleaded, her voice barely a whisper. Help me break the curse. Help me find peace. In the deafening silence that followed, Lily knew she had a mission, to break the curse and free the tormented spirit. She was no longer just a girl living in a haunted house. She was the only hope for a lost soul yearning for liberation. With newfound resolve, Lily embarked on a daunting journey to lift the curse. This young girl, barely 10, found herself entangled in a web of supernatural occurrences, her life intertwined with that of a spirit trapped within an old porcelain doll. But Lily, brave and resolute, was not one to back away. She had a mission, to free the spirit and restore tranquility in her home. Her research led her to a ritual, an ancient rite that may grant the restless spirit its peace. The ritual was simple yet unnerving, a blend of chants and offerings, all done under the waning moon's soft glow. It was a scene straight out of a horror tale, and yet Lily pressed on. She had a purpose, a goal, and she would not let fear deter her. As the ritual concluded, the air felt different. There was a sense of calm, a gentle release of tension that had been building up since the doll was discovered. The once menacing doll now seemed just a doll, devoid of any eerie aura, its eyes no longer teeming with an unseen force. The days that followed were peaceful. The strange occurrences that once plagued the household ceased to exist. The doll lost its sinister charm and became a mere plaything, a relic of a chilling adventure that had unfolded within the walls of their home. It was an extraordinary event in an otherwise ordinary life. Lily, a child of 10, had faced and overcome a supernatural entity, a feat that would make seasoned ghost hunters envious. She had shown courage, resilience, and an unwavering spirit in the face of terror. Lily had not only found an antique doll that day in the attic, but also a chilling adventure she would never forget. In the end, our ordinary town of Bakersville became the setting of an extraordinary tale, a tale of a young girl, a haunted doll, and a restless spirit. A tale that reminds us that sometimes the most mundane objects might hold the most chilling secret.